Pennsylvania, traditionally a swing state, has proven to be a boiling pot of political activity in recent years. With a constantly evolving political landscape, the state of Pennsylvania offers an intricate overview of the changing dynamics of American politics. This is primarily due to a multitude of factors, such as shifting demographic composition, the metamorphosis of political ideologies, and the rising sway of non-conventional political forces like vibes or sentiments, which all have a significant impact on its unpredictable nature. Let's take a closer look at the demographics. Pennsylvania, with its distinct urban-rural divide, paints an interesting picture in the American political milieu. Here, the divide is far more prominent than in multiple other states, setting the stage for a compelling political discourse. The urban zones of this state, particularly Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, tend to lean towards the Democratic Party. Such urban areas, filled with a diverse populace, exhibit a strong preference for liberal ideologies. Contrastingly, the more rural and suburban locales of Pennsylvania usually tilt towards the Republican side. These, marked by a predominantly uniform population, have a propensity for conservative ideologies. This vivid contrast between the urban and rural areas manifests itself in a vibrant and often unpredictable political scenario. The inherent political diversity of Pennsylvania, along with its evolving demographics and fluid political ideologies, make it a captivating state to observe. The conjunction of these elements contributes to the unpredictable and constantly changing nature of its politics. This difference within the state gives rise to a vibrant and often unpredictable political environment. Pennsylvania, with its ever-changing political climate, transforms the mundane into something fascinating and unpredictable. This fluidity in the political landscape is intriguing and dynamic. It showcases the inherent contradictions and divergences that can exist within one state, making it a compelling case study for political enthusiasts. The inherent diversity of Pennsylvania, coupled with its evolving demographics and dynamic political ideologies, is a fascinating state to observe. The interplay of these factors contributes to the unpredictable and volatile nature of its politics. This divide leads to a dynamic and often unpredictable political situation. Now consider the political ideologies. The state's political landscape has always been an intriguing puzzle. It presents an intricate balance of power that oscillates between an emerging progressive front and a deeply rooted conservative base. The alluring aspect about the state's politics is the rise in progressive politics unmistakably witnessed. This upward climb is particularly noticeable in the urban areas. These regions, with their diverse demographics, have morphed into bastions of progressive principles, reflecting a liberal-leaning political climate associated with metropolitan areas. They've emerged as centers of social transformation, shaping policies towards inclusivity, environmental sustainability, and social justice. Conversely, on the other end of this political spectrum, there exists a robust conservative base. This base has a stronghold, particularly in the rural areas. These regions, distanced from the city's commotion, cling tightly to conservative values. They're strongholds of tradition and historic values, acting as defenses against rapid societal changes. The residents of these areas often value stability and tradition, leading to a conservative stance in politics. This contrast between the two ideologies creates a unique political atmosphere in the state. It's a push and pull that keeps the scales of power perpetually unsteady. The ideological divide is so evenly balanced, it creates an atmosphere where political rivalry is cutthroat. The outcome is often combative and neck-and-neck elections. The margins are wafer-thin, echoing the nearly equivalent strengths of both progressive and conservative camps. This ideological tug-of-war often results in close and contentious elections. And then there's the vibes factor. An abstract idea, yes, but a consequential one in political settings, as evidenced by its persistent impact on election outcomes. Take, for instance, the Pennsylvania Senate race, a prime example of this phenomenon. It showcased the immense influence of the vibes factor within politics, illustrating its capacity to shape electoral results. What exactly are these vibes? It's the overall essence a candidate emits. It transcends the specifics of their policy proposals, although those particulars are vitally important. Instead, it encompasses a larger canvas, the ambience they create, the emotions they evoke, the rapport they build with the electorate. Voters don't just judge a candidate on their policies, but on the gut feeling they get from them. The overall impression a candidate creates can therefore be decisive. The way they make voters feel seen, valued, and understood can shift the pendulum in their favor. It's not just about what they say or do, but how they do it and how that resonates with voters. The candidate's personality is a key component of this vibes factor. Their charisma, their genuineness, their ability to relate to the electorate on a personal level can be the difference between victory and defeat. It's about creating an emotional bond with voters, a bond that can sway their final decision on who to cast their vote for. Connecting with the electorate is of paramount importance. This connection can be fostered in numerous ways, through speeches that strike a chord, through actions that show empathy, through a shared vision for the future. It's about being seen as a real, relatable person who understands and responds to the concerns of the voters. In essence, the vibes factor has the potential to sway the outcome of an election. Various elements it encompasses: the personality of the candidate, their charisma, their emotional connection with voters, can all play a pivotal role in determining the victor on election day. So, what does this mean for Biden? To paint a more detailed picture, let's talk about the intricate political landscape of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a state known for its diverse populace and equally diverse ideological views. Winning Pennsylvania would mean making inroads into a landscape that is as varied as it is captivating. With a rich history of shifting party loyalties, Pennsylvania is far from a predictable territory. Winning here isn't merely about acing the polls, it's about understanding the nuances of the local politics and making the right moves. To secure a victory, Biden would need to strike a delicate balance, a task that is easier said than done. He would need to appeal to the urban voter base, a group known for their progressive leanings and liberal ideologies. This is a group that demands change, that wants to see a forward-thinking approach to governance. But at the same time, he cannot afford to alienate the rural voters, known for their conservative ideologies and rooted in tradition. Striking a balance between these two starkly different demographics is a challenge in itself. Furthermore, Biden would have to bridge the gap between progressive and conservative ideologies. He would need to present policies that not only align with the expectations of the progressives, but also respect conservative viewpoints. This delicate dance of opposing views is what makes Pennsylvania an intriguing political battleground. Biden's campaign would need to adopt a strategy that resonates with the voters. His message should create a positive vibe, building an image of a future that inspires hope and confidence. His vision would need to connect with the people, to make them believe in a better tomorrow. In conclusion, winning Pennsylvania is far from a sure thing. It requires a delicate balance of appealing to both urban and rural voters, progressive and conservative ideologies, and creating a positive vibe that resonates with voters. In conclusion, Pennsylvania's political situation is a fascinating mix of demographics, ideologies, and vibes. It's a state that could swing either way in making it a crucial battleground. This fact is particularly significant for Biden, for whom victory in Pennsylvania would represent a monumental triumph. Securing such a victory, however, requires careful planning and an in-depth understanding of the state's unique political terrain. Throughout the course of this video, we've delved into the current political climate in Pennsylvania, examining its potential implications for Biden's election prospects. We've dissected numerous factors that could sway the election outcome, including the state's diverse population, prevailing political beliefs, and the undeniable influence of societal trends. These conversations have emphasized the intricate and variable nature of Pennsylvania's political scene, shedding light on the challenges that Biden must overcome to clinch a win in this pivotal swing state. The fundamental takeaways from our discussion underscore the complexity and unpredictability of Pennsylvania's political landscape and illuminate the hurdles Biden must surmount in his quest for victory in this key swing state.